Uh-oh. I have the biggest teeth on this earth that lipstick always gets on them, and no, they are not veneers. They are 100% all natural, all mine, and gigantic. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is my second time around creating this look because I did film it yesterday, but I tried doing something really cool with the way I filmed the video, and of course, I ended up not liking it. So I'm back today, bright and early. I even skipped the gym this morning to get this look done because I really loved the way it turned out, and a lot of you, from what I've been seeing in the comment section, have been requesting or craving a really dramatic, really glam, really smoky, vampy look for the holidays. So this is what I came up with, and I'm actually really happy with the way it turned out the second time around, so I'm not mad at the fact that I had to refilm it because it came out way better. Before getting into the video, if you guys could do me a huge favor, I would love you forever. I mean, I already love you, but I would love you 10 times more if you're new, to just hit that subscribe button, join the family while you're down there. Also hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads, and once you're done with that, we can get into today's video. My skin has been so incredibly dry, so I'm gonna add a lot of hydration. I'm using the Too Faced Hangover RX primer, but I also wanna add a bit of a glow to kind of balance out the dry, dull looking skin. So I'm gonna mix in my Marc Jacobs Dewdrops in Do You Dewdrops. I guess it's been a while since I've used this because I'm just mixing the two in my hands and applying it all over. Now for foundation, I'm using a new favorite. I just discovered this the other day. I'm working on a project with Bobbi Brown, so they clearly sent me a lot of product to try out in order to create a look that I'll be doing. I mentioned this already in my last vlog, and I'm gonna mention it again because I messed up the dates. I'm doing a live Get Ready With Me inside Nordstrom at South Coast Plaza, but it's not this Saturday, it's next Saturday, December 9th, not this Saturday. So Bobbi Brown sent me this foundation, and I had never used it before, and wow. This stuff is so good. It feels like water. It's really fluid. It's not full coverage. I would say it's like a sheer to medium coverage, but if all you're trying to do is even out your skin tone and then cover up everything else with concealer, that's what I like to do. This is an awesome foundation. It feels like you have nothing on. It looks like you have nothing on. I'm mixing the colors Beige 3 and Natural 4. They're pretty close in color. One's a little more peachy, which helps create that olive undertone when mixing it with a more yellow neutral foundation. I still have to do my foundation mixing video. It's on my list. It's on my to-do list. I'm just gonna take my paddle brush and do one pump of each, apply it to the skin, and then I'll blend it out with my Ofra Perfecting Sponge. So now I'm taking the Laura Mercier Secret Camouflage in shade SC4, and I'm gonna add a little more coverage around this area and my sunspots. I've been loving this Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Camouflage Concealer in the shade Bisque. It's a really good correcting shade, and not that I have super dark under eye circles, but I feel like everyone can always use a little bit of brightening right here in this inner corner. It makes your makeup pop, it makes you look more awake and bright-eyed and all that good stuff. So I'm just gonna take the smallest amount, like that. I'm gonna warm it up between my fingertips and then pop it into that inner corner. And as I'm blending it in, I don't really want to drag it onto the eyelid because I'm going to be using one of my NUDESTIX cream eyeshadow pencils as a base. And if I add foundation and concealer to the eyelid plus a cream shadow, it's a lot and it gets really messy and muddy. So I'm trying to just keep the concealer to this inner corner. And then if it gets on the lid, I just kind of blend it out with my fingertips. And then to highlight down the center of the face, I'm using Tarte's Shape Tape in light neutral and light medium. Light medium is more peachy, light neutral is more, as you guys guessed it, neutral. And then to set everything, I'm using my Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. If you have dry skin, especially right now during winter, if you're in an area that is currently in the winter season, do yourself a favor and go and get this powder. It is a lot more forgiving on the skin in comparison to the Laura Mercier powder, even though that one is another favorite powder of mine. It really locks your foundation in. It's just that one can be a little drying because it does have talc, whereas this one doesn't. So I'm gonna use this underneath the eyes and on the rest of the face, and I'm gonna apply it with my LH Cosmetics Powder Poof. And then since I'm doing a really smoky eye and I've already done the skin, I'm gonna add all this powder underneath the eyes and leave it there while I work on the eyes so that if I get any fallout, I can just wipe it away. I'm going to fill in my brows first with the Dior Brow Styler in Universal Brown and then do the eyeshadow. First thing I'm using is my NUDESTIX Magnetic Matte Eye Color Pencil in the shade Fig. I'm going to go ahead and just apply this to the lash line and then blend it up towards the crease. I'm going to be using different colors from the Melt eyeshadow stacks. I'm pretty sure they've started selling these individually, but I just love these shadows. They're really good and they're huge, and the whole concept is just really cool. The colors I'm going to be using are Lovesick, MEANSTREAK eyeshadow, which is from the new She's in Parties eyeshadow stack. I'm going to use Rust from the Rust eyeshadow stack. And I'm also going to be using the Urban Decay Heavy Metals eyeshadow palette. I think this palette is super cool. I haven't had a chance to play with it too much. It's definitely more of an accent palette, so you wouldn't be able to create an entire eyeshadow look with this because they are all super pigmented, high shimmer, metallic shadows. They're almost like pressed pigments. But the color I'm going to use from this palette is Rhodey down here in the corner. To start, I'm going to apply Rust to the crease, outer edge, and then blend it in. So just really press it in first. Don't aggressively start doing like little windshield wiper motions because you'll get a lot of fallout. Glide it slowly into the crease, and once you feel like you have most of the shadow locked on the eyelid, then you can start blending aggressively. And right on top of that color, I'm taking Lovesick on a smaller brush. It's basically the same as the other one. The other brush was a Smith 232. This is a Smith 230, and I'm just going to work that into the crease. And then with that same brush, I'm applying MEANSTREAK just to the very outer corner, and not blending it in as far into the crease as the other colors. And then with a clean brush, I'm just going to buff around the edges and further blend everything out. I'm just going to pick Rhodey up on my fingertip and press it onto the lid. You can also use a brush, wet it, and then press it onto the lid as well. I'm just going to use my finger and then mist my face afterwards. This color is so beautiful. It's like almost like a bronzy purple. I don't know, it's so pretty. Okay, so now that I have that on there, I'm just taking that clean blending brush again, and I'm gonna blend the metallic eyeshadow into the rest of the eyeshadow right here. I'm gonna go ahead and dust away the powder using this Smashbox Precision Blush Brush. So do it in one sweep like this, and then afterwards we can further blend this powder into the skin. Now we're just going to go ahead and repeat the same eyeshadows in the crease to the lower lash line. So I'm going to be applying all three of these starting with, or the same order. So Rust first, then Lovesick, then MEANSTREAK. Keeping the darker shadows towards the outer portion of the lower lash line. And then with a clean blending brush, this is the Urban Decay Tapered Blending E209 brush. I'm just going to go ahead and buff these shadows out. Now, if you're running into some problems blending the outer edge of the shadow out, this is where foundation powder is your best friend. I'm using the Bare Minerals Bare Pro foundation powder in the shade Golden Ivory and another clean eyeshadow blending brush. I'm going to pick up the powder and just use that to help me blend. It just softens everything out, blends it into the skin since it is a foundation powder and the color of your skin. It's kind of like a way of cheating the blended eyeshadow look. And then to further add some drama, I'm going in with the Melt Cosmetics All Day Everyday liner in the shade 1987. I'm going to apply it right here to the outer edge just to create an even more dramatic smoky effect, just a tiny bit. And then I'm going to take a small eyeshadow brush. This is an LH Cosmetics 303 brush, and I'm going to buff this into the purple shadow, not bringing it in too far, keeping it on this outer edge. And I'm going to do the same thing to the lower lash line. So right here on this outer edge also. And then going in and filling in the waterline. And lately I've been really over false lashes. They really irritate my eyes. I mean, if I wear them for longer than like 30 minutes, my eyes just look irritated. So I've been loving mascara or a ton of mascara instead. And I don't know. Do you guys feel the same way about lashes? Like, do you love them? Love-hate relationship? I'm going to be using my Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir, the best mascara. Also has my name engraved on it. Actually, I'm going to wait on mascara and brow gel. Sorry guys, all over the place. And work on the face, mist myself, and then do mascara and brow gel. Ooh, this came out way better than the first time. I'm really glad I'm refilming this because second time's a charm. I'm going to go with bronzer next. I'm using the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Nude Bronze Light. I love this bronzer formula, the way it goes on the skin, the color. And I've also been obsessed with this brush, the Smashbox Buildable Cheek Brush. And for the sides of the nose, I'm switching over to this KEVYN sculpting powder in light. I feel like this is a little more forgiving on the sides of the nose if you have a hard time contouring or just shading the sides. This powder works really great because it barely shows up and it just mimics the natural shadows on the face. So I just start right here and just blend it up into the inner part of the brow. I also like to add this powder right underneath the lip to make the lips look fuller once you add your lipstick. I'm going into highlighter next, and I'm using BECCA's Opal Shimmering Skin Perfector. I used to use this all the time and then I just kind of forgot about it. I'm just going to sweep that onto the high points of the face using the Sigma Spotlight Duster. It just, same thing with that Smashbox bronzer brush. It just lightly dusts powder onto the skin. It makes everything look really natural and soft. I absolutely love it. So just, it's the very tip, sweep it. I think I want to use another shadow from the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette. I'm going to go in with Maiden right here. I do love the actual palette itself. I think that the packaging is too bulky, the outer part, but this I love. But I think the outer packaging just needs to be a little sleeker, more compact. And then for blush, I'm going to be using that same brush and my Marc Jacobs Flesh and Fantasy blush. This has been my absolute favorite blush. I could use it every day if I could. I mean, I pretty much do, but look what happened to it. It shattered. I don't know what happened, but it still works. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use this for my blush. It's just a really good neutral blush that goes with every look. Highly, highly recommend you pick it up. And then I'm taking my Hourglass Ambient Lighting brush and just lightly sweeping it across the entire face to make the bronzer, blush, and highlighter all look really well blended into the skin. And then I'm gonna mist myself with Fix Plus. And now I can go in with my Marc Jacobs mascara, and I always use Tarte's Lift It on my lower lashes because if you haven't noticed, my lower lashes are like spider legs. They're so long and everything will transfer underneath my eyes. I'm also gonna apply my Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter to my brows and then the lip. And then for the lip, I'm gonna be applying the NARS Power Matte liquid lipstick or lip pigment in the shade Just What I Needed. I was starting to really hate liquid lipsticks. Like I couldn't put them on my lips. They would look so crusty, flaky. They didn't feel good on the lips. I even denied these for a really long time. I was like, no, it's another liquid lipstick. And then I finally tried them the other day. These go on your lips like water. They feel like nothing. They fade nicely. They are my favorite liquid lipstick at the moment, and I pretty much hate every other liquid lipstick. I'll still wear them, I just don't like the way they feel. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this and finish off this look. And that completes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was completely and totally worth my time to refilm this because just really loving this look. I don't want to wash it off, and since I skipped the gym in the morning, I'm gonna go right now, which means I have to wash it off. I mean, would this be too much for the gym? Probably. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share it with everyone you know, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. I don't want to wash it off.